Welcome to the Danger Show podcast, episode 11. My guest is a former Pittsburgh Pirate, played catcher from 2011 to 2013 for the team during, the heyday of the last, 30 years for the Pirates. That era was. And he is currently the Pittsburgh Pirate in-studio analyst. Welcome to the show, Michael McKenry. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Thank you, Danger. A little jealous of you being at Myrtle Beach. Thanks for that. Wow.
Yeah. The Pirates don't have spring training here. It's this is the Danger Show podcast spring training location here.
Oh, okay.
In North Myrtle.
Yeah, you're getting your reps in. I got it. Yeah, that works. Yeah.
The Pirates go a little further south. I think it Bradenton. There's no teams that do spring training in South Carolina. It's not far enough south.
No, everybody's in Florida or Arizona. I think it's about half and half. I think it's 16 and 14 to be exact. But yeah, I'm kind of jealous right now, though. I just see the white ripples coming up.
That's real. Nice. This is not AI in the background right there.
No, that looks real. Yeah, it looks.
Do you like fishing? What's your hobby? I know you golf.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a hobby. I like being outdoors. I love hiking and mountain biking and doing stuff like that. I don't do as much as I like, but I would say just anything outdoors. So yeah, I think I'd really get into fishing if I had the time for it. And to your point, I like breaking golf clubs. So
you do, and I can put that right up here. I was already ready for that.
Yep.
So last summer,
the other day.
Yeah. So last summer, we were playing golf at Cranberry Highlands in a tournament, and you were like, "Hey, Danger, let me use your driver." It was on the first hole, and
wait. You said, "Hey, you can use my driver." I'm like, I probably shouldn't. And you're like, no. It'll be fine. Just use my driver. And what ends up happening, Danger? Nothing good.
You crushed it. I mean, and it makes sense. I mean, you're a former Major League Baseball player. You've hit home runs at PNC Park. You crushed the drive right down the middle, and then you hand the driver back to me, and the face is caved in. It was my favorite TaylorMade. But to your credit, you didn't even think twice. You just drove us straight over to the pro shop and bought a new driver for me, which I'm still using. It's a Ping. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
But then just a couple weeks ago, you sent a picture to me and a mutual friend, Steve Tanzilli. What up, Steve?
Hey, Steve.
You said it happened again.
Mm-hmm.
Tell this story. What's going on with this club?
So that's actually not a driver. That's an iron. That's a 6-iron. I split the fairway again, and it snapped after I made contact over my shoulder, like a wooden bat that I got jammed on. So that one hurt a little bit more. They didn't say a word to me because it was an iron. I'm like, what do we say? So I grabbed a couple new irons and went about my business. Yeah.
What course is that in the background?
That's South Hills. Yeah, had a lot of fun. Actually played pretty well. I only hit irons for the most part. I didn't want to break another driver, so yeah. I did hit my eagle a couple of times though. I had to take the eagle.
Did you break a lot of baseball bats back in your day?
No. I do have a funny story about one time I got a bad batch. Old Hickory took care of me my entire career. I stuck with them. I still deal with them. They're an incredible company. I got a bad batch of wood. They can't really control that, but I did. So I called Travis, the guy that I dealt with. Now he's part owner of Old Hickory. I said, Travis, I got a problem. I got a hole in my bat. He goes, what do you mean you got a hole? I was like, every time I swing, it seems to go through this hole in the middle of my bat. And I can't figure out how to hit. So he sent me a dozen, and a couple of the one batch I got bad. He sent me another dozen. So those 24 bats pretty much lasted me my entire minor league career. So they were outstanding. Never really had a problem breaking with a bunch of bats. I had a problem giving them away. If I felt like they didn't have the hits in them, I'd be like, hey, you want a bat?
Are you surprised as a former catcher in the major leagues? Were you always a catcher, by the way, when you played like college or growing up? Were you always a catcher?
I always wanted to be. So I was just athletic enough to play third base, second base, outfield. I pitched a little bit. So when I went to college, a lot of teams recruited me for different things. All I wanted to do was catch. That was really hard to get out there. So I was really excited when I got behind the plate, got to Middle Tennessee, and that's kind of when my journey really began as a full-time catcher.
So you played catcher for the Rockies, Pirates, and then back to the Rockies and the Cardinals. I have your major league career up here, and the 3 seasons in Pittsburgh. I think we've talked about this before when I had you on the radio. The Pirates seasons were those your best seasons in the majors?
Yeah, the most significant seasons in the majors. I would say my best statistical season was 2014, and one of the best teams I was ever on was 2014-15 with Colorado. If you look at those names now, I mean, there's MVPs or Gold Gloves, there's Silver Sluggers all over. We couldn't pitch at all, but the position player core there was one of the best position player cores probably in the, I would say in the decade. It was really special. I mean, you're talking about MVP first baseman, Gold Glove second baseman, Gold Glove shortstop, Gold Glove third baseman, Gold Glove right fielder, Gold Glove center fielder, and our left fielder won a batting title. So it was a special, special group.
Then when you played with the Pirates, you played with an MLB MVP, Andrew McCutchen. So you played around a lot of great players.
Yeah, I was very blessed to be around not just great players, great people. And I would say that about Pittsburgh is like when you talk about just pure people, the fan base, people like you that were involved in the media, and then the players. I mean, we just had a really strong, I guess, family type atmosphere at all times. We weren't scared to talk to each other about bad things, good things, but we also enjoyed the great times.
And obviously your time in Pittsburgh was special because after your career, you came back here. What brought you back to Pittsburgh? Was it the broadcast job? Is that what brought you back, or was something else?
Yeah, I always thought there was something unfinished. I left due to injury, so I tried to come back my last year, and 2018 is when I took on this job, and I tried to get a job in Colorado, Pittsburgh, and LA. LA, I wrote it down on a piece of paper. These are 3 teams I want to play for. LA, I really wanted to go there and try to be Kershaw's guy. I thought it was my best chance to catch a no-hitter and win a World Series. And then because of my time in Colorado and Pittsburgh, I wanted to see if that could, be where I finish. It didn't work out at those 2, but it did work out to go on air. I pushed aside my opportunity with the Dodgers and came to Pittsburgh. And it was basically because of the feelings I had when I was here, the embrace the city gave me, the love that they showed me, and just the great memories I had. I wanted to come make some more.
When did you get the nickname The Fort?
2011. It was July 6th or 7th. Greg Brown made a call. So Bob Walk had been calling me The Fort for a while. I hit my first home run, puts us into first place. We have 35,000 people there. It's a 10-pitch bat against Marmol. And Greg Brown went bonkers and said The Fort, and it stuck, and it followed me the rest of my career, followed me back here, and I'm very blessed to have it. I mean, just what it represents, not just me, but it represents something way bigger than me. So I'm very, very appreciative.
We have a lot of forts around Pittsburgh, and you're one of them.
Oh, let's go.
Fort McKenry. So one of the reasons, obviously, this week it was a great time to have you on. Thank you for being on the podcast. Is because it's baseball season. We're past the All-Star break, and Pirates fans have had it rough for a lot of years. I mean, when 2013, 14, and 15, the Pirates made the playoffs. It broke over a 20-season losing streak for the Pirates. And then they went back into the doldrums again for a while, and it's been rough, and we've talked about this. But here we are on August 5th, and the Pirates are 57-58. They're 14 games back behind Milwaukee. But thanks to the wild card, I can pop this up here, 14 games out of first place, but only 3.5 games out of the wild card. So Pirates fans who have stuck with the team through some not great years, this is hope, right? And then the Pirates, and this is something you don't see. They went out with the trade deadline and made a lot of moves. They did something that they never do. They traded prospects to get players for now. That's got to give the fan base some hope as we go into Is this the dog days of summer? What's the name for the part of the season we're going into for baseball?
Yeah, they call it the dog days. I thought it was the best days.
The best days.
Yeah, I think you really figure out who you are in August and September. But yeah, going back to your point, we made moves. It started in the offseason. We made a tremendous trade, getting Lau, Montgomery, and Mangum for really one player. I still think that's one of the best trades I've seen in my lifetime, honestly. It bolstered our offense in a multitude of ways. We have a future closer in Montgomery. That was an incredible trade, and we got him for a guy that had a year of service time. And that's remarkable when you really think about it. So it started there, made some free agent signings, and we haven't been scared to do the hard thing. We just released Marcell Ozuna. We signed him to the richest free agent deal in our history on a one-year deal, and he's gone. So it's showing that, hey, we understand, we're listening, and we're going to continue to do whatever we can to bolster our team. And that's what they did at the trade deadline. They went and got 4 bullpen arms. We lost a bunch of games. We have one of the worst records when it comes to coming back. So we have very few comeback wins, but we have a ton of losses late in ball games. So that's not a good stat to have on either side. You want to come back a lot, and you don't want to give up the lead a lot. We were doing one on the very bottom end and one on the very top end. So it's good to see that they did that. They got maybe the best reliever on the market and Luke Weaver. He has a sub-abysmal ERA. He's been phenomenal. He's been in a big market. So him coming over, he could step in to do some setup and some closing. Duvall coming in, he has over 100 saves. Yates, he's been around since 1982. He's 39 years old. He can still pitch. So, yeah, we did a really, really great job of going out and getting guys. And then we got a youngster that we're going to have for control, and Luke Bacher, for over 3 years. So they didn't just bolster the team now, Danger, they did it for the future. And that's a huge thing. I mean, they always talk about that. Oh, well, we couldn't get more control. We felt like we didn't want a rental. Well, they did a little bit of everything, and our team's going to be better for it in the long run.
Pirates fans deserve this. You know, I say sometimes, you know, Pittsburgh, you know, the Steelers and the Penguins, they've, you know, the fan bases for those two teams have been blessed, right? The teams they're always going after winning the division or making the playoffs. They rarely don't. But the Pirates have had a lot of, you know, losing, and at the trade deadline, we're trading away talent. You know, people have joked that the Pirates are the, you know, minor league team for the Yankees. But here we were at this trade deadline, trading prospects to the Yankees and getting players, to the Mets and getting players. And that's just something, I saw that and I was like, good for the Pirates, good for the Pirates fans, that they get to go into the stretch run of this season and say, hey, we made moves to get better.
Yeah, I mean, the fans deserve it. I think when you really look at it, the fans want it and they deserve it. This is a baseball town. I know you'll hear about the Steelers, you'll hear about the Penguins, but at the end of the day, it is a baseball town through and through. They want us to win. I think they love beating up the ownership. I think they love beating up us sometimes. But
everybody does, though, right?
Yeah, that's part of it. And I genuinely love that about our fan base, because if they didn't care, they wouldn't do that. So I'm stoked at the opportunity we have to possibly, you know, push this thing all the way into October. We have the starting staff. If Paul Skeen starts doing what he can and some of these guys continue to grow, it's going to be special. I'm telling you.
So I'm going to pop some players up. We're talking to Pittsburgh Pirates studio analyst and former player Michael McKenry. I'm at the beach. He's in his was at the man cave. I'm in spring or summer training for the Danger Show podcast. I'm going to pop up some players, and you tell me how huge they've been for the team this year and then moving forward. Let's go with we'll start with Paul Skeens. He's having he's only been on the team. Is this his second or third season?
It's his third year. So first year, gets drafted. Less than a year, he's in the big leagues, and he wins Rookie of the Year, wins Cy Young, and now you look at those numbers, and because of what he's done in the past, you think he's having a bad year. He's 40th in ERA. He's still a top-tier starter. He just hasn't been pitching the way he can. If he starts to pitch the way he can, that ability really starts to play. it changes the complete dynamic of where this could go. Because if we do get into that wild card danger, who do you want on the mound? You want the best player on the planet, and we have him. So if he gets to that status, there's a good opportunity that, that game one is a win.
So Paul Skeens there, and he won Cy Young his rookie year. Didn't he win it last year as well? Or he was in the
rookie
run?
Rookie of the year, second at Cy Young, and then last year he won Cy Young, and he's been an All-Star 3 times.
And how long do we have Paul Skeens signed up for right now? How many more years?
So technically, we have 3.
3 more years
of control. I don't know how much he's going to be, so we'll see.
Could you guys not allow those people that wear the Skeens Yankees jerseys into the games? Could you disallow them from the stadium? Is that possible?
I would love that, or maybe they have to do a funky dance to get in. Like just something humiliating to get in.
Yes.
I love that.
All right, here comes another player that's having a big year, Braxton Ashcraft. Now, I got to be honest. I do like baseball, and I root for the Pirates. Up until this year, I don't think I'd heard of him, but he's 11-4. Yeah. And how huge has he been, and how important is he going down the stretch?
So, Danger, I call this guy the machine, and he earned it rightfully so, because he gets the ball and he talks about suffocating the strike zone.
Okay.
Need I say more about a perfect Pirate, right?
I'd never heard that expression.
Yeah, like he's going to just fill up the strike zone and say, good luck, hit it. He's been a huge boost to this really talented starting rotation. Keller's had a down season. He's out with injury. So a guy like Braxton Ashcraft to take a giant step forward, become an all-star, and do what he's done. He was the best, in my opinion. He was the best pitcher in, I believe it was June. He threw the most innings, had the most strikeouts. He was just absolutely dominant. So it's good to have him on our side. He's probably the number 2 guy. If we went into a do or die series, he's probably pitching the second game. He's been that good.
All right, let's go over to offense. And everybody talks about Brian Reynolds. I think he's the star of our offense. But this guy, I think, is having the best offensive year for the Pirates.
Yeah, and it was a shame he wasn't an all-star. It really – I'm going to say it the best way I can. Sucks how MLB goes about it. I do think the fans should have their vote, and they can pick who starts, but the best players should be in. We had one of the best offenses all of baseball going to All-Star break. He didn't make it. I'm still bitter about it, if you can't tell. But yeah, what Brandon Lowe has done for the Pittsburgh Pirates is completely flipped the script of being one of the worst offenses to one of the best offenses in a year. And that does not happen in baseball. And he's a huge reason why. You see the 71 RBIs, 23 home runs. I mean, just having a guy with 23 home runs at the 1st of August is something we haven't had probably in over a decade. Over a decade, because Josh Bell, I believe, did it. No, 18. So a little bit less than a decade. Josh Bell did it, but we don't do it often. We have a couple guys because of him, and you have to think about our lineup, who you're going to throw to. He's been phenomenal for us.
He's our second baseman.
Correct, yeah.
You don't see second baseman leading the team in home runs and RBIs very often.
Nope. He's by far the most productive second baseman at the plate in baseball.
That's and what we're starting to do here with the Pirates is have some of the best players in their positions on the field. And if you get enough of those, you're going to have a team that goes to the playoffs and starts advancing.
Yeah, and the coolest part is, I mean, we have Connor Griffin, one of the best young players in all baseball. He's hurt right now. We have Ono Cruz, who's one of the best young players in all baseball right now. He's hurt right now. When we get those guys back, we're going to get even better. So to your point, you look up and all of a sudden we have 3 or 4 guys that are top 5 at their position. That's when you really start to win. And a lot of these guys that are the best on our team and in baseball are going to be around for a while.
So when the Pirates had that run 2013 to 15 where they made the playoffs, a lot of those guys didn't get signed or they got traded. I see we're starting to have the nucleus here where we could have a run like that. And I hope for the fan base that we lock those guys in and keep them. And I know there's always economics and things like that. And Pittsburgh's in a disadvantage, to New York and LA and Chicago. But you're seeing something here that you're going to start seeing, if you haven't already, and you could tell me this, you're going to see more fans at PNC Park, because this is something to get excited about for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they did a great job. Like I said, they went out and we signed Ryan O'Hearn to a 2-year deal. We hadn't signed a multi-year free agent since 2016, which is wild to think. So we went out, we kind of put everything into action. We made trades. We bolstered the lineup by signing some free agents, a multi-year deal, and then we signed our superstar youngster and our shortstop in Connor Griffin. So, yeah, there should be some things that fans are excited about. They got to keep it going. I always say you need to ride that momentum. They need to ride this momentum. And if we make it to the playoffs, they need to ride it even harder.
What's the cone about? So I'm going to tell you, I've been seeing the cones out in the bullpen, and I wondered if there's some kind of a boycott of Pittsburgh construction season. Did they pick one up off the Parkway? Where did the whole cone thing happen? If you haven't seen it, they're in there, they're cheering, they're holding the cones up.
Yeah, so first off, there have been cones disappearing all over Pittsburgh. They'll go steal a cone. We don't want that at all. But so how this all started in spring training, a couple of guys got a shirt. It said hoist the cone instead of hoist the colors. So like the old adage is hoist the colors after we win, or hoist the Jolly Roger. So they started having fun with it, and they got a cone, and they started literally hoisting the cone, and it hit.
So do you hoist it after a home run, after a good play? Or
yep, extra base hits, home run. Okay. Yeah, like it's a celebration, and now it's a fad.
How many cones are in the bullpen? Or where are there cones in the in the dugout? Are the cones coming up there? Where are all the cones around the stadium now?
They're everywhere. I mean, people are wearing cone glasses or cone hats. There's a real full suit cone I saw the other day.
Wow.
I think, it's become a fad. I mean, that's what.
Will they allow you in the stadium if you bring a cone?
Yes. So I think it was Texas actually banned cones when we played them. But other than that, every place is allowed cones. Yes.
Okay. So the cone is a positive thing for the Pirates.
It is.
It's a good. Yeah. It's a good vibe.
You're cool if you got a cone.
You're cool. You got a cone. Well, I'm going to look at it again here. So the Pirates are in third place, but 14 games behind Milwaukee. So that's who they're playing tonight. They're playing Milwaukee on the road tonight and tomorrow night. They lost to them last night. Yep. That's obviously. I'm looking at the whole National League here. They're the best team in the National League. How does Milwaukee keep doing it, Mike?
Magic. Pat Murphy magic. They're willing to, the easiest way I can put this is they're willing to go outside the box and not be fearful of it. So I've always believed you have to win with the team you have, not the team you want, and they go out and win with the team they have every year.
I mean, because they have a better record than the Dodgers, and the Dodgers have one guy that probably makes more than the whole Pirates team, the whole roster.
Pretty close. They have one guy making $60 million this year. I think our budget's like 110, so not too far away. But half. Yeah. One player's half of our roster.
Yeah. So and probably that's the truth for the Milwaukee. I don't know how much Milwaukee's spending, but the Dodgers, are they spending more than anybody else in the National League? I think they are. By far.
They just got right over 400,000 or 400 million. So yeah.
400 million.
Yeah, we're at like 112, I think. So.
Right. But you know what? The Pirates lineup is gelling, and they're showing life that they're competing.
That's one thing about baseball, and I'm not going to get into salary cap, non-salary cap, salary floor, but I will say this. You can't buy a championship. You can't. You can give yourself every opportunity and everything at your disposal, but you can't buy it, because that is the one thing. You just said it. Baseball has this weird thing. We watched it in the World Baseball Classic. Team Italy's beating the crap out of everybody they shouldn't beat. If you get into a situation where one team's hot, the other team's not, and they're gelling, there's something special to be said. I think in football and basketball, you can actually out-talent them. I don't think you can do that in baseball as much, because on any given day, because these guys are all major leaguers, Ohtani could go 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. And Brandon Lau could go 5 for 5 with 4 homers. And that day could be the day that you needed it the most.
So do you see the Pirates? I mean, as we go down the stretch here, 3.5 out of the wild card to make the playoffs, you think they're going to stay in it till the end?
I do think they're going to stay in it to the end. I think a lot of things have to go right. They've already lost O'Hearn. So injuries are a huge concern. But if they can pitch like they can pitch, then those injuries, especially the position players, don't hurt us quite as bad. So that's part of the game.
And this is what I've missed about baseball, because with the Pirates, when they weren't competing, I mean, I'm just going to be honest, I'm one of those fans that just didn't watch, right?
Yeah.
There's the diehard Pirates fans that deserve this because they watched even when they were way out of it and they were in last place. But the fun thing about right now is here we are, August 5th, the Pirates are 3.5 out. Now you can start to look at things like this right here. You can say, okay, they're on the road tonight against Milwaukee and tomorrow. Those are 2 tough games, right? But then they're at home against the last place Mets this weekend. Yep. You could go, we need to win those games. And if we can pick up one against Milwaukee, that's gravy.
And we're 5-2 against Milwaukee. We played Milwaukee great. But yeah, you're right. We have to win the games we're supposed to win. And I always say, try to win every series. If we can win every series. So if we go out tonight, no matter what, we're going to split against Milwaukee. But if we can win that series, come in, take 2 out of 3 from the Mets, every now and then you're going to go 1-3 in a series, a 4-game series. You just have to try to win more than you lose, obviously. But I think keeping it narrow focused and win the series. If you just win the series over and over again, you look up and you're like, man, we're really good.
Is there anybody on the Pirates team now that you're like, man, I wish I was playing so I could catch for that guy? I mean, obviously, Paul Skeens, he's a magical player. And the fact that he's in Pittsburgh right now. Who are the people on the team that you're like, man, if I played on that team, they'd be my best buddy right now?
Oh, best buddy. I would love this staff and the bullpen. We have a unique bullpen, especially now that we went out and got some guys. So I would say I'd probably spend probably spend most of my time with the hitters. But I gel well with I really like Lau, Gonzalez, O'Hearn. Those guys are great humans. Indy Rodriguez, Henry Davis. It's a really good group. And that's one reason why this team could really, I guess, shock the world in a sense of how good they could be and how far they could go, because they do really genuinely care about each other. And that's sometimes hard to find in professional sports.
What makes our pitching staff so good? I mean, with Paul Skeens, obviously he can hit, triple digits with speed, but is it the curves? Is it the change-ups? What are the nastiest pitches we have on our roster?
So here's a way to put it in perspective. So tonight you have Paul Skeens. He's going to sit 97 most of the time. The next night you'll have Ashcraft. He's going to sit 97 most of the time. The next night you'll have Jared Jones. He's going to sit 97 most of the time. Then the next night you're going to have Bubba Chandler. He's going to sit 98. So 4 out of the 5 guys we're throwing at you are above 3 miles an hour above league average when it comes to velocity. So it's the stuff. It's terrorizing stuff.
So we're bringing the heat with our pitching staff.
We're bringing the heat. We're bringing electricity. You want to turn up the volume when our guys are there. It's a heavy metal concert. It's not an acoustic concert.
All right, that's Michael McKenry. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for the invite to the beach. Yeah. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Well, no, it was cool always to have you come in the radio studio with me and then getting to play golf. Anytime you want to break my driver, especially if you're going to buy me a new one right afterwards, yeah. I will always be the guy to lend you the driver. Just put it that way.
Well, I appreciate it, and I'll always be the guy that will say no.
No more borrowing my driver.
No more borrowing the driver, yeah.
Do you have some favorite golf courses since it is summertime in Pittsburgh? Do you have some favorite golf courses around town? What are your favorites?
To be honest, you can put me in a municipal course if I'm with good people like you.
Aw, you're a nice guy.
That's the reality. Like, I get it. The Oakmonts of the world, the Alleghenies, the South. Like, they're all pretty. Like, kudos to Pittsburgh, how well they keep with the golf courses, but it's the people that make it.
You're right. That is the thing about golfing or fishing. Like I was out with my daughter and my youngest son on the pier here fishing earlier this morning, and that's what it's all about. It's who you're with. It really is. It's a way to be outdoors. And, I will say that like in country music, like all the artists like golf now. And I feel like that wasn't the case, like 20 years ago. Is that probably the number one hobby of baseball players? Is it golf, or is it ping pong or pickleball or
golf
fishing?
and hunting?
Golf and hunting.
Yeah. Like I love ping pong, but it's hard. That's usually at someone's house. It's tough to get that going. But yeah, golf and hunting.
And you don't want to do something like pickleball or tennis because you could get hurt, right? You got to be careful with that.
Listen, if you get hurt playing those things, there's other issues we got to talk about.
You're not that great of an athlete.
I don't know if you've seen what's that new movie on Netflix or Apple? Where it's about the pickleball player, former tennis player. I'm like, he's getting beat up by grannies. I mean, you just got to accept it. You know what I mean? You go there.
So you're saying there's not a no pickleball clause in Paul Skeen's contract?
I'm sure there is. I never read that fine print as I went and mountain biked. So yeah, you take your risk, you live your life. You try not to get hurt, but pickleball, come on.
Okay. All right. And since I'm at the beach, I'll just ask you this.
Keep rubbing it in. Keep rubbing it in.
Well, for baseball players, you're busy from April until October, hopefully. So your vacations are all during the months where really, if you live in Pittsburgh, the months you should go on vacation.
No doubt.
Do you have some favorite beaches out there? I know you're from Tennessee like I am originally. When I was a kid, we would come over to Myrtle or go down to Destin. Where are the McKenrys? I don't give away your resort, but where do you like to go?
I like the Caribbean islands. So we've been to Antigua. We've been to a bunch of different islands. And obviously, Hawaii is the coolest place on the planet. So I'd have to say Hawaii. That's where I got engaged to. I was actually playing there. Perfect situation. So, yeah, Hawaii, 100%.
You were playing baseball in Hawaii?
Yeah, it was a tough thing. Tough. It was so tough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you like on the whole University of Hawaii's team or something? Or was it
no,
just a tournament
it was pro
there?
ball. It was a winter league. So I got to spend 2.5 months in Hawaii playing baseball.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
And then you played in my hometown, Memphis, which is nothing like Hawaii for a minute for the Redbirds.
If there's an opposite of Hawaii, that is Memphis. Yeah. The exact opposite.
But, walking in Memphis is they did write a song about it. There's
song.
No walking in Hawaii.
Hey, listen, we won the state championship there when I was in high school. It's a special place, but it's not Hawaii. No chance.
Now you're from Knoxville, though. You had to come out to is Myrtle the Redneck Riviera or is Destin the Redneck Riviera? Because when I was growing up, I heard both. Which one's more Redneck Riviera?
Well, you got to think about Panama City too. You got a trifecta in there, so I'm not sure.
Now you've probably been to all three, right?
I don't know if I've actually ever been to Myrtle. I've been to the other.
Really?
No, take that back. Been to Myrtle. I've never been to Destin.
Okay.
That's the craziest, yeah. I've been to
the water's murky here. You can't go anywhere in the Atlantic where, Jaws could be like 1 foot from you. You're not even going to see it because it's so murky. When you go over to Destin, I think it's clear water, a little more clear.
Yeah, that's from what I'm told. Yeah.
Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Yeah. So if you're going to be a true...
Keep rubbing it in. Yep, got
it. See, you got your excuse, though, because you work all summer with the baseball. Because if you're going to be a real Yinzer, you've got to go to Myrtle, Ocean City. What's the one over at Jersey Shore? That's where the Northerners go to vacation, man. That's where they
GTL, baby.
GTL. All right. Michael McKenry, thank you so much. We're rooting for the Buccos, man.
Absolutely.
Go Pirates, raise the Jolly Roger. And if the Pirates win tonight, right here on this balcony in Myrtle, I will raise a cone. I'll find one. I'll tag you.
I want a picture. Yep.
All right. Got it. All right. See you soon.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. See you.